What's the most ridiculous thing you heard a man refuse to do because it was too feminine or for girls? My husband Brian and I had been married for 8 years when our daughter Eliza turned 6. I thought I knew everything about him. I was wrong. It started at the park on a Saturday afternoon. Eliza was racing up the slide steps when she tripped and scraped her knee pretty bad. Blood everywhere, tears streaming down her face. She ran straight to her dad like kids do when they're hurt. Brian literally stepped backward, like she was carrying a snake or something. He held his hands up and said, "Go to your mom." Eliza stood there sobbing while he just stared at her like she was asking him to put on a dress. I rushed over and scooped her up while she cried into my shoulder. The whole playground was watching. Other parents were giving Brian these looks like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" In the car, I asked what that was about. His answer made my stomach drop. "She's getting too clingy. Girls need to learn early not to be needy. I'm not gonna raise her thinking she can run to a man crying every time something hurts." I sat there stunned. This was our 6-year-old daughter, not some random kid asking for money. But it wasn't just scraped knees. When I got food poisoning and was throwing up all night, Eliza needed her hair brushed for school. Brian refused. "That's mom stuff. Figure it out." I had to crawl out of bed to brush her hair while dry heaving. Before ballet class, she needed help with her tights. They were twisted and bunched up, making her frustrated. Brian walked right past her. "Not my job. Wait for your mom." When we walked to school and Eliza's backpack got heavy, she'd ask Brian to carry it. He'd shake his head. "I'm not carrying that pink thing around. It looks like a purse." The school invited dads to a Donuts with Dad breakfast event. Eliza was so excited, talking about it for weeks. Brian said no immediately. "That's not for guys like me. Sounds like a tea party." I begged him to reconsider. She'd be the only kid there without her dad. He shrugged. "She'll get over it." That's when I started paying closer attention. I started writing things down, taking pictures, even recording some conversations. One evening, Eliza spent an hour drawing our family. She was so proud, showing every detail. She ran to Brian with this huge smile. "Look, Daddy, I drew us." He glanced at it for maybe 2 seconds. "Why am I wearing a pink shirt?" Eliza beamed. "Because pink is your favorite color, right?" He pushed the paper back toward her. "No, it's not. Don't draw me like that again." Her face crumbled. I got the whole thing on my phone. Another time, she was playing with her baby dolls, pretending to feed them bottles. She asked Brian if he wanted to play house. He actually laughed. "Real men don't play with dolls, sweetheart. Find something else to do." When she asked why, he said, "Because taking care of babies is what moms do. Dads do other things." The final straw came during a sleepover at my sister's house. Eliza was scared of the dark and kept asking for Brian to check under the bed. He refused. "She needs to toughen up. I'm not doing the monster check thing. That's coddling." I found her later whispering to her stuffed bear, "Daddy doesn't like girls. Not even me." My heart broke into pieces. I didn't start some huge fight. I sat Brian down and showed him everything. The videos, the photos, pages of notes documenting how he treated anything girly like it was toxic waste. He looked through it all and laughed. "You're being dramatic. She's fine." But she wasn't fine. She started flinching when she cried, like she expected to be pushed away. She stopped showing Brian her artwork. She stopped asking him for help with anything. I called a lawyer that week, not for divorce, but for mediation. I presented everything to the mediator, explaining that Brian wasn't abusive or violent. He just treated femininity like a disease he might catch. I didn't ask for sole custody. I asked for shared time with one condition. Brian had to take parenting classes focused on emotional development and healthy father-daughter relationships. The mediator agreed it was reasonable. Brian refused. "I'm not taking classes to learn how to be a dad. This is ridiculous." The judge reviewed everything. Photos of Eliza crying while Brian stood there arms crossed. Videos of him refusing to comfort his own daughter. Documentation of missed school events because they were too girly. She awarded me primary custody. Brian could have weekends, but only after completing the classes. He chose his pride over his daughter.